Welcome back. We're going to go over some pretty important information, so I ask that you pay close attention to the next series of videos. We're going to go over the syllabus and the course calendar. The syllabus has all the course information that I want you to know. The course policies, it lists the course assignments and describes the points that are associated with them, and it gives you some course resources that I want you to know. And the course calendar, it tells you how the course will unfold, what you need to read, what you need to watch, and what you need to do for assignments. So pretty important stuff. I'm not going to read it to you in whole, so make sure that you download these documents, that you read these documents, know these documents, consult them often throughout the course. So let's jump right in with the course syllabus. This is the course information. There's my name and email address. I'll talk in a little bit about how you should communicate with me, but for now I just want to tell you about student drop-in hours and how to schedule virtual meetings with me. Student drop-in hours are basically like office hours. These are a time where you can reach out to me during the week for extra help on assignments or just general questions you have, or really if you need help with just about anything. And I'll show you where these are to take place. They're going to take place in our Canvas shell here, right here, where it says chat. It's basically a chat room. I'll be in there once a week, and I'll announce those hours at the beginning of the week in the announcements, which will hopefully appear perhaps in your email or at least at the top of your Canvas when I make them. So I'll announce these drop-in hours at the beginning of each week, and they're optional. You can drop in if you'd like or not. And if you want to schedule a one-on-one meeting with me, like a Zoom meeting or something like that, we can do that too. Message me. Course description, as I mentioned before, this is the survey of the discipline of communication studies. So we're going to learn about its subfields, its theories, its best practices, and its methods of research. And we're going to do that through course readings, discussion, reflective analytical writing, research design, and I'm going to add this in right now because I forgot, oral presentation. So that'll be in there. And I'll explain the oral presentation assignment. Course readings. Good news is you don't need to buy anything. There's no course textbook. I'm going to give you a zip file with PDFs of all the course readings. And so all you'll need to do is just be able to open and read PDF files. All of our readings are drawn from well-written, open educational resources, so that's why they're free. The main one is called Communication in the Real World. And we're going to also read some academic journal articles. You'll be able to find out the course readings in the calendar document. As you're reading, take notes, develop a map of the main ideas, and highlight things that you find to be interesting and worth pursuing. This will help you learn course concepts and prepare for the major assignments in the course. This is why I think you should take this course, and I believe I already performed that for you. So I'll move on to what do you need? Oh, look, a computer for an online course. How about that? I want to emphasize that I would rather you use a computer or a laptop than a cell phone, which just doesn't have enough of a screen and enough utility to really be useful for online learning. So try to get yourself a computer with a nice big screen. These are the browsers that Canvas supports. You're also going to need some video recording equipment because, as I mentioned, there will be an element of oral presentation in this course where you'll make a recording of your presentation, you'll upload it to YouTube, and then you'll submit that link to the Canvas assignment page. More on that to come, don't worry. Here are the main learning objectives. This is what the state of Nevada promises you will get out of this course. And so I'm going to deliver it to you. So hopefully by the end of this course, you'll be able to identify the major areas of communication studies. You'll be able to describe research topics within those fields, and you'll be able to describe how communication researchers go about doing their research, or what is their methods of research in those fields. And then finally, we're going to take a lot of what we're learning about communication and apply it to current events, understanding the world around us, and applying it to our lives, a kind of self-reflexive, analytical exercise of looking at how we communicate in our daily lives. The course content is listed here, and it follows the readings and the video lectures. This is basically the order of ideas that we will explore. Some pretty interesting stuff. Hopefully something here catches your eye. Here's what you need if you're going to be successful in this course. You need some basic computer skills that are described here. If you can't do these things, reach out as soon as possible because you're going to need to figure it out. You're also going to need to be able to create a YouTube account and upload videos to YouTube, so some other type of computer skills there. And then you're going to need to be able to participate in the course using proper etiquette, civil discussion between you and your classmates, as we will be engaging each other. And you're going to need to be able to demonstrate your learning clearly through communication of the written and spoken kind. So clear communication is going to be important in this course, both on your assignments and in your correspondences with me and each other. Qualities of a successful student: if you want to do well, you should log on to Canvas often and keep up with the work and the modules. There's a common course questions board that could help answer some common questions you might have. Pay attention to that. I'll show you where you can find that here in just a moment. Know this document here, the syllabus, and check it frequently, especially if you have questions. And if you can't find it in the syllabus or on the assignment pages, then reach out. Ask questions to me. Ask questions to your fellow classmates. Follow directions. There's going to be lots of written and oral instructions throughout the course, so pay attention to those. I'll give you assignment instructions and rubrics for those, so pay attention to those. Follow those closely. That's how you're going to get the best score, by doing the things I'm actually grading and evaluating. Take the writing process seriously. There's going to be a large portion of this course that is written work. So take it seriously. Start composing your ideas early. Organize your messages. Edit and proofread. Demonstrate. This is kind of new writing quality that I'm looking for. I was always looking for it, but now I feel like it's at more of a premium, which is to demonstrate through writing that you are not a robot, that you're not artificial intelligence, by using your voice and offering concrete specificity and details that can only be earned through lived experience. Lived intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Don't wait to the last minute to do things. That's pretty obvious. Rehearse your video presentations if you want to do well on them. We're trying to present in a calm, natural, and expressive manner. So you'll need to practice. Take rehearsal just as seriously as you would editing an essay. Perform consistently. Successful students start performing early, and they perform often. They perform consistently. Student performance includes studying, preparing for class, watching lecture videos from start to finish, completing all activities and exercises, completing your work on time, doing the course readings. Consistent performance involves doing the best work you can on a regular basis. Monitor your grade. There'll be a grade book that I'll enter the grades into. Keep up with that. And keep in mind, if you don't turn in an assignment, it's going to get to be a 0. There's not half credit given for incomplete or uncompleted assignments. It's a 0 in the course. Here is kind of a flow chart for how you should decide how to communicate with me in this course. And this will help me avoid kind of redundant questions and having to answer things many, many times. So follow this kind of communication flow. The first thing I want you to consider is using the Common Course questions board. If you have a question that is just a basic question about the course, the readings, the assignments, policies, anything that is kind of a common question that any student might ask, take it to this discussion board. I'm going to show you where it's at right now. It's in our Canvas right here under discussions, Common Course. So click discussions there and Common Course questions and enter your question in there. And if you see that somebody has asked a question and I haven't answered it yet, go ahead. You can answer it. I'll double check this and make sure that the answers are accurate. But you can help me out by answering questions in the Common Course question board if you know them. Kudos to you if you do, and I appreciate that. Let's go back to the syllabus and how to communicate with me. If you have a personal issue, then you should email me directly through Canvas or directly through my email address. That's what I'm trying to say, my email address. And make sure that you use either Canvas or your CSN email to message me. Because of FERPA and privacy issues, I need to be able to verify your identity as best I can before I share information with you. You could be a spy. The third way you can communicate with me is if you have a question or a comment about a graded assignment that I've given you feedback on, there is a comments feature in that assignment. Ask the question there or make the comment there. Let's have the conversation about assignments on the assignment pages themselves. I will make announcements and you can make questions. You can make comments on those announcements and I'll see those. You can ask for clarifications. And then lastly, you can use the drop-in hours or schedule a virtual meeting. I'm going to try to be on Canvas Monday through Thursday during the day, sometimes at night, whenever I feel like it, really, excluding weekends and holidays. Generally, I will not grade your work early, and I usually wait until the due date has passed before I start my grading. And I try to complete grading each assignment within 1 to 2 weeks at most for major assignments. For late and missed assignments, generally if it comes in, a few minutes, a half hour or so after the deadline, it's not a big deal. A lot of the deadlines are at 12 p.m. midnight, and I'm generally not awake then, so I'll wake up in the morning and then I'll be checking. And anyways, if you need an extension, I'm generally able to give you one, but you got to communicate with me ahead of time so that I can change the settings. If you don't, you should expect to receive a 0 on all late or missing, especially missing assignments. Academic integrity, don't cheat. Don't plagiarize. Don't quote or paraphrase someone's work without citing that person. Failure to do that is an act of plagiarism. So on short answer quizzes, discussion boards, speeches, outlines, you need to do original work. So that means no buying papers, no copying text from several websites, no turning in work that you've generated for a previous class. All original, new work for this class. It's unique work for this class. Turning in someone else's paper, all of this would be cheating. Using ChatGPT, I'll talk about here in a second as well. So suspected cases of plagiarism will be investigated. Read about the integrity policy there. A note on ChatGPT, use of ChatGPT should generally be avoided or limited to the initial stages of the research process. It can be used effectively like an initial Google search or reference materials as a starting point for good research. However, it's not a credible source of information for academic work. Since it regularly hallucinates and fabricates information, anything you get from it that you think is a fact must be verified using more reliable sources. So to avoid cheating or just doing bad work, Do not copy, paste, transcribe, or paraphrase anything from ChatGPT or other advanced AI. Speak and write in your own unique human voice. Paraphrase and quote from credible primary and secondary sources of information. If you're confused, I can advise you on AI and how to avoid academic dishonesty and plagiarism. If you are in doubt, please reach out. Use of AI to generate speech content, presentation content, or content for your assignments will end up with a 0 on those assignments and potentially a student code of conduct violation. The final thing I'm going to talk about in this video before we get into the course assignments is objectionable materials. Basically, this is saying this is an adult level course. We're going to talk about serious topics. Just because it might make you uncomfortable or you might find it difficult to discuss doesn't mean we're not going to discuss it. At the same time, we're going to maintain a level of civility in this course. So no hate, no attacking others. Any activity that's deemed disruptive, hostile, or interfering with others' rights to the access of education will be dealt with. And you can find policies covering your rights and responsibilities as a student of this community at these links. All right, we'll be back with more on course assignments and grades.